Edo State Executive Council EXCO wey Governor Gov Okpebholo chair don give approval for plenty projects wey go touch transport, security, agriculture, infrastructure and even diaspora investment, all to better the life of Edo people. Commissioner for Information Honorable Paul Ohumbamuyan say the approvals cover almost all sectors including education, justice and infrastructure. For transport matter, EXCO approved 50 brand new Toyota Hiace buses 2024 model for new Edo line, join the 100 wey dem don buy before, and 50 compressed natural gas CNG buses 2025 model for Edo City Transport Service ECTS to promote clean and better transport. For security, dem approve 111 motorbikes for security agencies plus the 300 wey don already dey ground. For agriculture, EXCO approved 5 bulldozers and 1 low-bed truck for Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, so dem no go dey rent equipment again. On top infrastructure, EXCO approved road construction and rehabilitation for oil and gas producing areas under ETSOPADEC, and the project na Eromo Road, Ikpoba Local Government Area, Presidential Road still for Ikpoba Local Government Area, Ugo Market Road, Orioma Local Government Area, and Odio Umoru Road for Ikpoba Local Government Area.
EXCO head today, the 26th day of September 2025, and a lot of decisions are reached, approvals, decisions in all sectors, virtually all sectors, education, infrastructure, transportation, and the well-being of the living, then justice delivery, all happened today. The first EXCO approved the purchase and supply of 50 units of brand new Toyota buses, 2024 model. 50 brand new Toyota buses, and for the purpose of complementing the earlier 100 brand new Toyota buses for the new Edo line. Today, additional 50 EXCO approved, and all the necessary procurement processes met in line with the Edo State Public Procurement Law of 2020. The state tenders board done their own, so EXCO has approved today. Again, EXCO approved the purchase and supply of 50 units of brand new compressed natural gas buses, 2025 model. This time, we have talked of new Edo line, but you know that there's another leg, ECTS. This one is for the purpose of that. The ECTS, that Edo City Transport, Service. 50 brand new today. CNG this time. That is, compressed natural gas. You know what I mean by that. EXCO also approved the purchase and supply of 111 units of motorbikes. This is for security agencies. Before now, the government has procured about 300 motorbikes which they have shared to various security agencies. Today, additional 111 was approved by EXCO to be purchased and supplied, or to strengthen, the security in the state, because that is the primary aim of government, protection of lives and property. And the governor, who is the chairman of the council, is keen on achieving this goal. So 111 additional motorbikes approved today, in addition to the former earlier 300 that has been purchased. Then in the area of agriculture and food security, today EXCO approved the procurement of 5 bulldozers and 1 low-bed truck. Before now, the practice has been act of hiring. When you want to use, when you are in need of bulldozers and the state will hire. And the governor says no. Chairman and council is, realize that we are just dissipating our resources for nothing. There's the need for us to have our own that we stand test of. Even after this government, subsequent government can still use as a Edo State property. So today, EXCO approved procurement of 5 bulldozers and 1 low-bed truck for the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, so that we stop hiring and then do what is necessary. Then you realize that the former governor destroyed the property of one Tony Kabaka. Of course, it was actuated by malice. and there was no good ground. So the court realized. So the claimant went to court. At first instance, even the chief judge delivered the judgment and gave him judgment against the state. And you know that government is a continuum. As you inherit all benefits, all assets, so you inherit all other things. You get what I'm saying? So the government, as defendant, appealed. Court of Appeal reaffirmed the decision of the Court of First Instance by the Justice Okpebholo. So that is the situation, that it was wrongly done, unfairly done, actuated by malice, and ought not to have been. So it needed, according to the court, to be restored back to the status quo, Benin, before the war started. So that is it, that they should rebuild the hotel for him, and everything amounted to 914 million, and some fractions of thousand, about 28,000. And today, EXCO realized we have a leader who is law-abiding, who will not infringe on any. So decisions of the courts are to be, obeyed. And this is a signal to the judiciary that you have a governor who listens, who, follow dictates of the law. And once the law speaks, the governor says yes. So in line with the judgment of the court, both lower and even Court of Appeal, today EXCO approved that yes, that sum the court has asked to be paid should be. So EXCO approved the sum today for it to be restored back. Whether if it will still get all the buildings that made up the hotel is not the issue. What matters is that justice has been done, and justice has been served. And the beneficiary will know too that you have a governor who, thoughtful, who is law-abiding, and who believes that justice must be rooted in confidence. And confidence is destroyed when right-minded people leave saying, oh, the court is biased. The court has spoken, and the government, this EXCO say we must follow what the court has said. EXCO today also approved procurement for the construction of 4 roads across the 3 oil and gas producing local government areas. EXCO PADEC covers Orion, Ovia Northeast, as well as Ikpobaha. So today, 4 roads, EXCO approved the construction. And don't forget that all these approvals are sequel to fulfillment of the condition precedent. That is, procurement processes met in line with the Edo State Public Procurement Law of 2020. The state tenders board has done their own before it comes here. This is the final point, and EXCO approved. The roads include construction of a Runsel Road in Ikpobaha local government, construction of Presidential Road in Ikpobaha local government, rehabilitation of Ugo Market Road in Orion local government, as well as construction of Odion Omoru Road in Ikpobaha local government. All this done today. And you realize that the governor, chairman and council just returned.
Secretary to the State Government, Umar Musa Ehilo Esquire, also took mouth on top Governor Okpebholo recent trip to Scotland for Diaspora Investment Summit, where Edo State Diaspora Agency organized, and Yan said the result from the summit now say European African Chamber of Commerce and Industry signed MOU with Edo State to invest $250 million within the next 3 to 5 years, and said them also work on how diaspora remittance will give Nigeria over 20 billion last year fit enter direct investment. Oga Ehilo come add say Scotland delegation go soon visit Edo to check specific projects.
That trip was occasioned by the Edo State Diaspora Agency that organized an investment summit at Scotland. Now, this summit was meant for not just Edo people in diaspora, but as well as the business community in the diaspora. And they came not just from Glasgow in Scotland, they came from various parts of the world, including the Edo State diaspora in Europe and other parts of the world were in attendance. And they were very interested in keying into the agenda of His Excellency, the Shine agenda of His Excellency, and making their own contribution to their home state. Why this is very important for us is because as a government, we realized that we do not even need to chase foreigners or Europeans or white men for investment. We need to even just focus on our own people who are in the diaspora. Why? I'll give you some numbers. Last year, 2024, the highest foreign income sources in the whole country, in Nigeria, the second highest was remittances from diasporans abroad, after crude oil. So if we are talking of foreign earnings for Nigeria, the last year it was about $34 billion from crude oil. But the diaspora community remitted over 20 billion back to Nigeria. And 98% of this money was for feeding, medicals, was just for personal upkeep, taking care of family business, school fees, and all that. Only 2% was meant for investment. So what we are saying as a state government is, if just the remittances of our people in diaspora can account for the second highest foreign exchange earning for the country, that means there is a big potential there. And if we speak to them and give them good reason to look back home, they can actually bring some of that money, other than the one they send to families for feeding and all that. They may say, okay, we can actually invest. And our own is to say, we can create a good vehicle for investment for you. We can create an enabling environment. The government is tackling insecurity, and we have all the necessary machineries in place to secure your investment. So we actually went to Scotland to speak to the business community over there, made up of a lot of our people, Nigerians, as well as others, who are interested in exploring markets in Africa, Edo State being one of that market. And it was a good opportunity for us to also showcase the opportunities that we have here in Edo State, the investment opportunities, which most of them bought into. And as a result, one of the Chamber of Commerce that attended that event, which is the European African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, made a commitment and signed an MOU with the Edo State government to invest the sum of $250 million within the course of 3 to 5 years in Edo State. So this is part of the takeaway from the summit. And by next week, in the coming months, we are going to see some of the applications of the conclusions reached at the summit. A group is coming from Scotland by the 3rd of October to interact with the state government and also follow up on some of the investment initiative that they intend to embark upon. So this is a short report of what we gave as a report to EXCO on the outcome of the governor's trip. And you recall, you have seen the video where the governor addressed the business community as well as the Edo diaspora in Scotland and in Glasgow. And they were very much impressed with all that the governor said. He spoke about what the government is doing a lot in infrastructure, constructing flyovers, constructing roads, and also doing a lot to tackle the insecurity situation. And so the community was quite impressed with what the governor has said, and that is why the following day, the European African Chamber of Commerce had that boldness and confidence to say, we are ready to invest the 250 million, within the next, and they went ahead to sign the necessary MOU to that effect.
The approvals are now part of Edo State government's plan to boost development for different sectors. Time will show how the new projects and investments go impact the lives of Edo people. Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am. We not to take blame. Kata Ojeseli, TMC News.